好的，我们的讲座应该现在就可以开始啦。想知道大家都可以听得见我们的声音吗？看得见屏幕吗？可以的话，请敲1在 Zoom 的聊天框，谢谢。好的，谢谢大家。感谢大家抽出宝贵的周末时间来参加 FocusKPI 线上讲座。那我是本次活动的主持 Carol。此次活动非常有幸的邀请到我们数据科学专家宋博士来为大家梳理大一数据分析相关从业者在美的求职战略和职业规划，让在校的大学生和毕业生少走弯路，也想为在职场求晋升的朋友明确一些发展方向。那我们之前会收集了一些问题，大家主要对以下几个方面比较关心：如何规划数据分析师的职业生涯？如何在简历体现过往项目经历？如何高效精准找到合适的内推人？如何准备面试？如何提高职场软实力？那我们今天的讲座内容也主要涵盖这些部分。Sorry。那在讲座开始之前，我先介绍一下 FocusKPI。FocusKPI 是2010年成立于美国硅谷的大数据咨询公司，总部位于加州的 Santa Clara， 在 Boston 设有分部。我们为多家财富500强企业提供大数据商业咨询和人才招聘服务。由于注意到数据分析领域有很多中国的求职者和从业者，为了更好的帮助大家，我们在 WeChat 和 LinkedIn 等平台建立了 FocusKPI 数据分析交流群，之后定期会推出像今天这样的交流活动。疫情结束之后呢，我们也会继续在 Boston 举办每月的线下活动，请大家持续关注。那我现在想来介绍一下今天的主讲嘉宾 Dr. Jundong Song， 他是哈佛商学院校友，从事零售业数据和分析咨询工作超过20年，先后在 Valassis Communications、89 Degrees 和 Symphony EYC 领导数据管理、商务智能、数据分析、数据科学及相关技术，现在在 FocusKPI 负责客户 Nike 的建模工作。非常欢迎宋博士。那我们提前也收集了一些中文问题，接下来会邀请您一一回答。大家在听的过程中，如果有任何的疑问，可以在 Zoom 的聊天框打字，也可以在我们的微信群留言。之后呢，会有现场的 Q&A 环节，鼓励大家用英文提问，宋博士也会用英文回答大家的问题。那现在有请宋博士来介绍一下自己吧。
好的，谢谢 Carol。谢谢大家，有这个时间，大家相聚很高兴，大家在网上聊天。我现在自我还是简单的介绍一下自己哈，我是 PhD 的是中国，在美国呢，我经过哈佛商学院，也在美国的 Brown 大学做过2年的研究。在美国来之前呢，我在国内呢已经是个副教授了，所以呢是一个高端起点。从 Brown 大学出来以后呢，我进入英大学以后呢，hold 的 position 呢有 Senior Analyst、Manager、Director、VP，and also co-founder of 89 Degrees。所以呢，在各个职业的层级上呢，我都停留过大概2到3年。所以呢，因为我起步比较晚在英大学，所以呢，但是这个 promotion 的 track 呢是非常aggressive 的，所以遇到了很多 challenge， 所以有些经验可以给大家分享，作为我的经验讲。 那么我的 technical expertise 呢，主要是 cover 了整个大数据的，基本上涵盖各个层面。我是设计过 database， 也 develop 很多这个 ETL process automation， 也 design 很多 business of intelligence BI applications 和 KPIs， 也做了很多 advanced modeling， 所谓的 data science， 我们以前叫做 advanced analytics， 现在随着计算机计算能力来增强呢，逐步进入到 data science 这个区域。我自己呢还是 design 了我们公司自己的这个data center， 就数据库中心，所以对 network 啊、对 server 啊这些东西呢，你了解，你 oversee 这个 IT 的 operation， 所以呢，基本上呢，每一个方面呢可能都 touch 到一点点。那我自己我自认为自己的长处呢，主要还是在负责建模工作，这一方面我自己的 personal passion。但是呢，因为这些厂商呢，from time to time, I have to take different challenges, so that give me opportunities and leading the operation of the company in the IT, database, BI, and advanced analytics as well. So that's 所以呢，大家，这是我自己。下面呢，我提醒大家，因为在这个非常特殊的时期呢，这个 coronavirus 比较看来是个严重的问题。我希望大家来 stay safe, follow the leaders, the government officials like advice. When you don't have to go out, stay home for your own safety, and also for other people's, and don't add more burden to the society and the government. Right. Secondly, if you unfortunately exposed to the virus, don't be panic. No matter what kind of migration status you are, you should know the test and treatment is free. So, B, the US has very strong the medical resources, and you're going to be taken care of by these professionals. So no, at least no less or no worse than any other countries in the world. So that's one to say before I start.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the introduction of yourself, and you have so 丰富的从业经验和你的一些 experience 非常的广泛，然后也谢谢您对我们的就是对这次疫情的一些 reminder， 也提醒各位在美国的小伙伴一定要注意安全，然后 stay safe while you are staying at home. So we shall begin. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Song.
Okay.
So yeah, sure.
The first question is that so it is a good case, right? First of all, I have to congratulate this 这位同学. You find a job. That's very good news, right? So then your question is going to be, I want to be a data scientist. Now I take a business analyst job offer. How is that going to impact my future career? So first of all, make sure the business analyst understand the difference between the business analyst and the data science, right? So this one, we know that the data scientist is more focused on the technical process that going to solve the more challenging business problems, require some kind of methodology and the data manipulation. Then the data analyst job look like is more focused on the business side, try to answer the business questions through easy to use tools. That means answer the questions more quickly with the most popular, easy to use tools. But they both are driven by business problems, right? So one is more focused research and methodologies that may not exist yet. One is just use the tools already there to answer the questions correctly. So if you just start your career, I don't see any kind of problems here because there's an overlap between the data science and business analyst try to solve this problem, right? And then my advice is going to be, if you get a job, take on it because it's not that easy to get the first job. So if you're lucky to have one, I would recommend you get one unless you have a second offer there waiting for you. And then once you're on the job, try to potentially working close, find the projects, working closely with data scientists to learn from them. And because the difference between business analyst and data scientist, maybe one hard skill that one can do a very advanced coding and manipulate complex data. But the business analyst cannot. But if you're working side by side with them, you can learn from them. B, you can find opportunities. If the opportunity is up, you can transfer or transition to a data science job. If no job exists in the same company, then you can look around. So be mindful that learn on the job or learn outside the job if you're really trying to be a data scientist. So that's my advice for this one.
Yeah, sure. It's not easy for everybody to secure a job first, so look for it. Yeah. So then what should those job seekers prepare in their early stage? Because some of our participants might seek for an internship, so they might care about what kind of project that can be helpful for the future job seeking. And is there any certificate that they can get through these projects?
I think this is a good question. So my opinion, when I talk to people, my advice is any projects, as long as it has something to do with data, trying to find insights from data is helpful. Keep in mind, if you're just out of school, then getting a project working in the real world at least can benefit you from three things, right? A, you experience how the work is done in the real world. B, learn how to collaborate with people. When a project is required to be done by multiple resources, it's quite different from the school. You're working hard to get a good points, right? Good score. So that's quite different from school to the real world. B, of course, what kind of job is internship or project the most valuable? I believe the one can you help you get the hard skills, like Python coding. I believe Python, SQL, this coding, or help you get familiar with popular BI tools like Tableau, Power BI, and also databases as well. How to access a database is not a big deal. Once you get access to a database, you can do it. But if you have not experienced that yet, it's going to be tough for you going to talk about that in the interview process. So I say my view is any job, any project, as long as something to do with data, it's good. The projects require you to do some kind of coding to manipulate data is most valuable. That's because it's a hard skill, help you differentiate yourself from other people. And also it's a skill, it's not easy to pick up overnight, right? Mm-hmm. So then, how can you prove yourself you can do the job? Of course, the most valuable is your work experience. It's not about your score in the school, not about the course you're taking. It's just about whether you can do the job as required in the job descriptions. Right? So then, if I have never done a job, how can I prove myself? Certification, get certified is the one way to do that. So then there are three types of certification there, right? First one, of course, a formal degree. If you get a data science degree or business analytics degree, that is good. That means you have these basics, right, for entry-level job. They believe you. If you don't have this kind of major, not major in this kind of disciplines, then you can get certificates. One is commercial and very formal, formally regulated, like Microsoft, like Python Institute. So if you try to get a certificate, I think coding, programming certificate is the most valuable because other business understanding, industry experience or knowledge, you can learn from book, you can learn from the internet, right? If you, for example, if you're going to be in a marketing position or marketing analyst position, you can do a Google, what the marketing analyst is doing. Make sure you understand the job function, right? That's a little hard to do. But the coding skill is hard to get overnight. So I suggest you, if you really want to get certified, the most valuable piece like Microsoft or Python Institute, they can get a good certificate there. The second one is going to be, I believe, certified course studies. Then the sources you have is going to be most popular, the free online courses, EDX. I think Harvard University, Cornell University, and any other university, they should have access. You should give you access to that. So go there, pick up a course related to data analysis, and then pay a little bit, maybe $50. Then you can get a certified to prove that you really have gone through the courses and then the basics, the fundamentals there. And then you can put it on your resume to show them, I have been through this process, I have acquired these basic skills.
Yeah, that's right. There are many like certificates out there from those prestigious institutions or any kind of project that could make you stand out. Yeah, thanks for the great summary of this.
One addition that why we couldn't use the certificate for coding, because coding is a hard skill. It's a black and white, qualify you or disqualify you, especially for the entry-level job. Because we know you don't have too much experience, work experience, right? You don't have like a business knowledge. Then we look at your hard skill. We believe you can learn the business from working, but maybe not people can teach you how to code for the basics. So that's why I suggest you get a coding certificate.
Yeah, coding is important for the beginner.
Yeah, as you're career advanced to a certain level, maybe the coding is not that important. But for example, if we're looking for some people with 3 or 4 or 5 years experience, nobody cares about certificates. Really, the manager is not really talking about their certificates. He's really talking about where you can do the job.
Yeah, true. So yeah, great. So once you have identified like your job search goals, I think the next step is to how to prepare your resume. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Broken. It's okay now. Hold on.
Move on.
You said my connection is unstable. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we want to move on for this this page. Oh, somebody is saying something. 现在这位同学可以听见吗？凤杰同学，可能宋博士刚刚有的时候，对，如果有同学听不清楚，可以随时在聊天框里说一下，谢谢。 宋博士，您方便再说一下说一句话吗？他同时有人。
Hello。
哎，我这边可以听见。观众好的，好的。待会儿有不清楚的，我就是麻烦可能宋博士再强调一下。好。
好的。
好，谢谢。
I can repeat. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So my point is that if you want to get a certificate for this data analyst or data science job, get a coding certificate or language. That's the most valuable.
Yeah, coding, hard skills for the beginner. Yeah. So after we identified our job search goals, the next step for us is to prepare our resume. I think for most of you, it's pretty important. So what should a good resume structure for a data analyst or business analyst look like? 我们就提前收集了从 FocusKPI 的 community 收集了一位同学的简历，然后希望宋博士能够用它来讲解一下一个好的简历的结构的构成是怎么样的。让我打开，大家我是不是要 enlarge 一下？可以看见吗
？Okay. The resume.
对，大家可以简单看。
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So resume, of course, formality-wise, is no one such a thing as one unified or formal resume. So, of course, you take a different try, but there are some common standards there you better follow. For example, the top section should be your contact information. Those days, the contact information should be including your name, address. Address don't have before address. Address, okay. So something, the address doesn't have to be the full address. I think if you list the city where living should be good enough. Then your phone number, and then your email address. When I say this, you should list your professional contact information. For example, your email address should be something a bit formal, professional, right? Don't put your funny names there. Some people get the email name is funny. Don't be funny. I think if the email address is still available, put your full name there, right? And secondly, so if you have social profiles, that is helpful. Put a link there. For example, LinkedIn or GitHub. If you have like a project portfolio, post it there, and help your chance. Put a link there, so the recruiter can click to review them. So that's the first section. The second section should be a summary. The summary should for new graduates. This is a place where you can tell the potential employees what you're trying to do.
Sorry, 这里。
你先弄完听我说还是怎么样？你说。那个昨天其实你还忘记提一点了，就是你那个 work observation 这些，你可以说你可以转移去。
Sorry. Go ahead, Dr. Song. Go ahead.
Okay. So in the summary, that's you outline your career goal so that you know what you're trying to do down the road, right? Keep in mind. Secondly, you can one sentence to outline how you can contribute or what you can contribute, right? So what you're trying to do and what you can contribute. In this case, I won't list my technical skills there. I would just say I'm passionate about become a data analyst or data scientist, and I want to contribute to the business where data and get insights out of the data is essential, right? So something like that. And don't break yourself, right? Just be humble, well, be confident. The second one to put there for the new graduates, if you don't have 10 years experience, I will put my education there in the second section. But for the people experience, education should belong to the last section, not at the top. But if you don't have experience, education history is good. In the education history, you can put your GPA there if it's good enough. For example, once it's good enough means 3.8, and this 3.5, right? 3.75 out of 4. And also you can list your courses, core courses that matched or helpful match the job description. For example, you're trying to be a data scientist, but you're not majored in data science or computer science. And you can say, I learned Python. Yes, I'm going to talk about cargo. Yeah, can just wait for a minute. So then after education, you should list your technical skills. So that's why I say at the top, this resume summary, take out these hard skills out. Then this section as technical skills. Anything to do with programming skills, analytical tools, databases belong to the technical skills section, or even computing environment, you can put there. Then after that, should be your project experience. In this case, for this resume, he has a 10 of sense experience to talk about. But then you take a look, but that's not real work experience. It's more about internship, so not match to the 4+ year experience there. But you have 10 of sense to talk about that. I would focus more on the projects so that you can present a full picture, what you have done and how you get it done. Of course, there's some details there you can omit. Some details, like 10 hours per week. Do you need to tell them like that? No. And the second line say, dissertation sessions for 40+ students to teach analytic software skills, including Excel, adding. Probably you don't have to go to the details. You just say them, I'm consulted by 40+ students and trained them for their computing skills. I think that could be enough. And the third line is good because that demonstrates the impact of your work. So what I'm trying to say here, be concise, tell them what you've done, and tell them how you influence others. So the impact of your work, but be concise. So yeah, I think that you list this is resume list this each year project is good. That means you are very busy when you have time and learning and once yourself. I think it's good. And it could come down with the projects, right? Image recognition system. Yeah, that's all about different category. How can you put all together? Again, when you organize this, be mindful of the job descriptions. Don't try to use one resume to match all the job descriptions. So if you think this job is very interesting, you are very interested in this job, and you're qualified, do some kind of research and tailor your resume to the job descriptions. It's very simple, right? They need to find somebody to do the job. If your resume match the job description, you get a chance, get a phone call from HR people. If not matched, of course you don't, right? Don't try to prove you are the best best person in the world. What you try to do is that you're the best person to do the job. So, okay, so that's the point I try to make. Okay.
Yes.
And
true.
then about the cargo, this kind of projects should you put up there? If you run a competition from the cargo competition, definitely deserve a spot on your resume. If not, I won't mention that, but just use that, but instead say that you have the skill set you gained, acquired through the cargo competition, but you don't have to tell them you gained by that, doing that, right? I think people can do all kinds of projects, self-study. Maybe this is something you can talk over the phone interview, how you acquire the skill set. Probably don't mention that on the resume unless it's merely a winning project. You win some spots there. Unless you have nothing else to talk.
Excuse me, Dr. Song， 刚刚那句话可能有点听不清楚，能再 rephrase 一下？谢谢。
Yes, I'm talking about that the cargo project, right? We know that's competition projects. If you win a prize or spot there, I think you should mention that on your resume, right? If you didn't win, probably you don't have to, unless you have nothing else to talk about. Because what they're looking for is real world experience. I treat that cargo exercise as a self-advancement. I believe that should be something behind the Python skills, right? That's how you acquire the skill set. And I believe you should have done something project in school, even you right? So I'd rather talk about this project in school, how you work together with people, with the professors. But then the skills you acquire through cargo competition can back up your story. Then,
yeah, sure.
I think that might be you.
好的，好，谢谢宋博士的精彩的这个简述。Be concise.
One addition to that is that you can prepare a project summary. So in addition to your resume, you can prepare 1 or 2, 3 projects that can outline the typical data science project process, such as identify problem, design the model, engineer features, select features, and evaluate models, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, sure. Shall I move on because time a little bit limited? Yeah. So in terms of projects, some of our participants mentioned that how to highlight their project experience. Like you said, look for the JD first and be relevant to their experience, highlight their capacities. So there is an example from our FocusKPI talent. 他说他在描述一个 modeling 项目，不知道怎么样才能够 catch。
Yes, when we look at resumes, right, and depending on different level, different manager preference, but then there is some kind of common components there, right? So when we look at the people, most importantly, we will try to figure out how this person approach a problem. If there's a problem there, how he or she is going to approach the problem. B is that from their project experience or work experience, do this person know major components of that so that we can test out, you just breaking or you really have done this before. So this is all, if you have done this before, then we're going to test how deep you are. So the interview process, the Q&A is something like that. It's like a tiered. So when I do interview with people, I starting with the very basic ones, very basic ones. For example, if you say you have done Python, I will say, okay, do you know how to read a CSV file into Python? Right? So is the question simple? Yes. But if you cannot answer it, then that's disqualified you. So, but then if you say yes, I'm going to say, okay, do you know how to merge the two data files together? Right? I'm not necessarily going to test your coding syntax, but I'm going to test whether you know how to do them. For example, you should be, I'm going to expect that, okay, I can merge two files by the key fields. I have to specify the on, how, indicator, something like that, to identify from which files a record come from. Right.
Right.
So something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then if you go high level for experienced one, if you say you have done a project, I'm going to say, okay, describe to me your project process. Basically, I'm looking for the steps I'm taking to do the job. In this case, right, if you say you have done a mobile subscription prediction model, so I'm going to say, okay, tell me, how did you predict a person is going to subscribe the services or not? If do done, can you do the next page? Okay. Yes.
Yes, this is what the person cried on her resume.
Okay. First, I had a high level. So let's check. Do you have the components or not? A. Did you create the business problem clearly? It's there, right? Somehow it's there. Identify which user will most likely not enroll in the paid product and convert them to paid users. So this is there, but you can do better to be more concise and say, okay, try to predict and convert users into paid. Try to convert, identify, convert users into paid services, right? Subscription, yeah, something like that, right? There's a business changes there. You're going to convert users into paid users. Of course, you can organize your words better than me. Secondly, then you're going to describe the technical process, right? I'd put one more line there, say in the business changes there, worked with business holders or marketing managers, identify the business problem. So that way, the first line says that you're working together with the people. Then you're going to say, okay, in the process, I clean the data, integrate data, and also engineer features. We know that. That's the first step, data exploration and the data feature engineering. In this case, I won't put 50,000 records there because it's too small. So keep in mind, in the big data world, the data analysts, we're talking about these days, the database, many terabytes data, from purchase data, from online click streams. So I won't put these specific numbers there, right? Because that doesn't give you any benefits, because it's something you can do that in Excel. Right? Secondly, I would say that yes, engineer logistic regression model, but the typical process in this model is going to be the test and the train data split. So you split data into test, the train, and you should fix some kind of data issue like missing, right? Missing variables, and also you. So next step is going to be the feature selection. How do you know which number of features are important, right? So I'll say that I separate data into test train, and then I started the feature selection And then I set up the criteria to evaluate the model. In this case, obviously use accuracy. But be mindful, could be other metrics as well. For example, if you're doing the fraud at the detection, it could be sensitivity measures. If you do marketing response, could be precision metrics. So I be mindful what kind of criteria you used to evaluate your model. But the one standard is going to be AUC, I think is area under curve. That's one. And then of course, this model lift. After that, of course, once you select best model, and then you're going to predict, score the whole database. The data, of course, the one question to ask is going to be, how do you identify which customer groups you're going to target? I don't think you could target everyone, right? If you target everyone, there's no need to do the modeling or prediction. So modeling purpose is try to identify the core groups so that make your marketing more effective. So then this obviously is going to say, it's going to be ranking these users, potential users by their probability to use the paid services. And then I quantify the sales opportunity associated with the top 10%, top 20%. So be prepared, talk about these terminologies they used, right? Decile, that means ranking the users by probability from high to low and push those people to the top 10, 20, 30% by their probability. Then they're going to probably they can ask you, okay, what kind of methodology you use to select features, right?
Yes.
There could be RFE, could be lasso, could be ridge regression, or you could run a random forest that give importance to each feature. Then you pick up from there. So be careful. I'm trying to say that prepared. When you say you have done this project, be familiar with this terminology and go broader to do some kind of research. What are methodologies to select features? What are the criteria available there to help you evaluate the model, right? Yeah. So this kind of things can give you advantage. Once you start to talk about this terminologies.
宋博士可能又听不清了，麻烦你那个要离话筒近一点，谢谢。
好嘞。
好的。
So I mean, once you start to talk about the terminologies, you know this stuff. So, and here again, one point say you say accuracy 77%. I won't put there. So because different model has different could have different accuracy there. Instead, I just be prepared when they ask you in the interview process, because HR people don't understand what 77% means, right?
Sure. Yeah, of course they should be concise. Yeah. So thank you so much for this detailed resume guidance, and especially this modeling project. I think it's super helpful for most of us. Yeah. Shall we go this one? Because the time is limited. Thank you.
This one is good.
Yeah,
networking.
People want to know. Yeah, networking.
Networking is important because people do get jobs through networking, right? And networking basically is good. It helps. Basically, networking is about information. Trying to inform people that you're looking for a job, right? And try also inform people you are available if they are looking for somebody to help. But that means networking can bring opportunity to you faster, but that is it. Networking doesn't guarantee your job. That maybe just give you the one to get opportunity. But it still depends on whether you have the qualifications, right? I'd rather still focus more time on get myself prepared, not just talking about social networking. That means your social networking should have focus, right? If you know this social networking need nowhere, don't waste too much time there, because your time is limited. And then how can you impress people? Of course, you have to be nice, be polite, be professional. And also most important, your goal is to look for a job. Then using that very limited time to show people what you can do, what you want to do. So that means what skills I have, and also project the image that you are a good learner, you're very flexible, you're ambitious, right? You're ambitious, but not aggressive. I mean.
Yes.
And then you say, I don't know how to follow up. Actually, very simple, just follow up. Don't be held back. Don't be sitting there just worry about this, worry about that without action. You need to act. Don't worry about making mistakes. You learn from making mistakes. If you don't act, you don't make mistakes, but you don't advance either.
Great.
So what you can do that is that when you communicate with the people, then try to say, set up expectation whether I can follow up with you. If somebody say, I'll try to help, maybe the opportunity, I say, can I follow up with you? So when that 1 week is up, just follow up. People may be busy, they just forget about you, right?
Right.
So this is something I can share with you.
Yeah.
So my story is that my wife got her job at Fidelity. He sent her resume in, and then the HR person called her. But then 2 weeks later, no response. Then she called back, right? And to check up. That HR person said that, sorry, this job was filled. Then he said, can you try any other openings? Then she asked for help. Then that HR person referred her to another position. Then she got the job. Yeah. So that doesn't mean, I believe at that time, maybe her language ability, maybe I don't think it's better than you guys, anybody of you. We came here late. We came here already in our 30s, right? And we, as you know, we didn't learn good English in college. So, but that didn't limit her ambition to open up, to communicate with people. So my point trying to make is act, don't wait.
Yeah, you should always try before just giving it up. Just be nice, be courageous. Thank you. So so this is great suggestion. And for next part, like after the successful network, maybe some kind of person get the interview. So in terms of interview, there are many skill sets you have to prepare. So I want to Dr. Song to talk about how to prepare for the tech skills and behavior interviews, how to increase abilities. There is an example here. Yeah.
Yes. Congratulations. If you get to this step, that means you already passed HR screening. Maybe you're already interviewed by the hiring manager, and he or she thought you are a good candidate, right? Mm-hmm. Then how could you prepare that now? Because so that the on-site interviews you're getting interviewed by different people, so that's something you'll be prepared, not just a hiring manager. The manager is trying to build a team, so that he or she is trying to invite people you likely to work with to interview you. So that, keep in mind, everybody has a say. If there's a 3 people interview or 4 people interview, if one is strongly against you, you will not get a job. Most likely, you need to get everybody say yes. These are a few cases. For example, in my career, I hired people against people's opinion, but that needs a very, very confident manager to do that. And also, you really present very well to the hiring manager. But in most cases, you need to get a say yes from everybody almost who interviewed you, right? So that means be nice to everybody. Let's say if I was on go for interview, I could do this. Okay. Number 1, make sure I research the description. I research the company, right? I research company and then know what this company is doing. B, I research my interviewer, my hiring manager from LinkedIn. Know something about his background. So what kind of his strengths, right? If you get an interview, a list of those interview people, research every single one of them. That's for 2 purposes. A, maybe prepared the questions he or she may ask you. B, so that you have something to talk about, so that you know something, what this person may be interested in the interview process, right? If the time's up, if this person brings up the topic, you know something. For example, which university you attended, if the person in case bring up, but don't mention this kind of stuff on your own. Just waiting for opportunity for this person to bring up, right? That's one. B, that for the technical issues, if you don't know, for example, if the job requires Power BI, requires Tableau, but you have never used, just do some research. Download a free license install on your computer. Try to understand what it is about. It's no big deal. Of course, programming skills, just do something like, if you say you go for Python, definitely you handle the basics Python. I'm assuming you know that, right? Then take a break, have a good sleep. Don't be worried too much, okay? You just go for a job. They are looking for a job, right? That's mutual, right? And then they are not the only employer in the world, right? So if they don't like you, a no big deal. You can try next one. But when I say this, of course, you have to treat every single interview and an opportunity to get a job, right? What I'm trying to say, don't be panic, so that you don't have good sleep. Good sleep is very important. On the second day, you should go there earlier. For example, at least 15 to 20 minutes earlier to get to the place. But don't go to the office until 5 minutes earlier. So what I'm trying to say, be prepared to get there early, but walk into the office 5 or 10 minutes earlier. No more than 10 minutes earlier, right? So that you can fill the form, the actual person, can get you settled, prepared for the interview. Mm-hmm. So during this interview process, be polite, be relaxed, be a good listener first. Waiting for, give the time to the interview to introduce himself, herself, and then typically process is going to be, after that, they're going to turn the table to you. Introduce yourself. My advice is that you have never been in interview process before. Write down what you're trying to say. Introduce yourself. No more than 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and practice that before you go there. Okay, that's most challenge one for the job seekers who don't have the interview experience. So prepared, get 2-3 minutes speech there, introduce yourself, focus on something related to the job, because they have your resume. You don't have to repeat your resume. You just 1 or 2 sentences that goes through that, and then focus on skills that you have and what you like to do. So in the interview process, whenever the interview asks you questions, if you know how to answer them, just be straight and concise. Right? Don't talk about too much, but can hit the points. That's most important. If it asks you some question, you have no ideas, just be straight. I don't know. You don't know. That doesn't disqualify you, because when you interview people, we have different tiers of questions. Some, well, for example, I try to test out how deep you are. Not only just whether you can do the job, and I'm trying to what's your potentials, how far you can go. There could be some questions like that. Then these are tough questions that describe a person you find the most hard to work with.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get from this question and the hiring manager, I'm trying to test you about your team collaboration and persistency. So that means when you're blocked by the challenges, what kind of steps you take to resolve that. In these questions, be mindful, the focus is not about that person. It's not about how bad that person is. It's about you. So instead, I don't think this is a time to blame a person who makes your life miserable. No, absolutely no. I'd rather avoid questions how bad that person's personality is or whatever, because the personality is a subjective judgment, right? People are different. But instead of focus on a project, for example, where there are something. Hello?
Hi.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But I cannot see the screen, so I don't know what's.
You cannot see the screen.
Okay, now I get it now. So try to pick something in the project process. For example, your project delayed for some reason, so that you didn't get what you expect from that person upstream. And then you reach out to check status, and then this person maybe encounter some technical issues, and you ask it, extended your help. Be careful here that you help this person, but don't be too bossy there. So the first one, that person's job, you should use that opportunity to the person to solve his own or her own problem first, and then you offer your help. So then somehow you get project back on track. For example, then you work hard so that you shrink your time and give that person more time to do his job or her job, or something like that. So demonstrate your team collaboration, flexibility, and persistency to get the job done.
Yes, thanks so much for this.
No blaming.
Process.
Absolutely no blaming anybody, your manager, your co-workers, whoever.
Yeah, sure. Just do more research, be relaxed, and try to interpret the questions carefully and mindfully. Yeah. So like, 因为还有一部分 participants 他们可能已经入了职场或者是刚入职场的，他们会更想知道怎么去融入美国文化，去加入一些 small talk.
It's a challenge, right? It's a challenge not only for you, but still for me, myself. So even today, I'm still trying to figure out how to mix up with people, right? With my colleagues. Now, of course, challenge will come from different culture, especially me. I spent 30 years in China, and then came here. my career, my education, my growth environment already fixed, right? And then I have to figure out how to adapt to this culture, this career workplace. My advice is that first of all, still focus on getting your job done, right? So getting your job done, get your career established. That's a foundation how you make a good living, a good career successful in this country. And then of course, these are soft skills. We all know that you need IQ, also need EQ, and also how to mix those people. My advice is that open yourself up. The Eastern culture is quite different from the West culture. The Eastern culture a little bit more place more value on the face, and we always try to hold back. We always try to be perfect. When we say something, we want to be perfect. When we try to do something, we try to consider too much about how other people going to talk about me or respond to me. My advice is be open up, and be current with the news. And so what's going on in the news and in your community. For example, if this is a presidential election, probably should pay attention to, because most likely outside the work, people can talk about that. Definitely in the office, you talk about job. Unless you're very familiar with each other, we barely talk about this politics. But outside job, for example, when you do drinks, you're at a party, they do. Some people don't talk about that, right? They talk about sports, for example. In New England, right, we have patches there. For the past 15, 20 years, it's everybody watching the game, right? If it's a Super Bowl. If today is Super Bowl, tomorrow you go to work. If you didn't work it, probably you're not going to find anybody talk to you. They all talk about just the ball, right? That's one. So one example is that when I still open up, relax, I had experience, right? I went to a company's party recently in Texas. We had like 160 people in a party. One of the events is dancing, right? We get somebody professional come over to teach everybody dancing, the Texas cowboy dance, right? It's called ice breaking, because we never work together. The people come from all over the world. So the HR organized events, the ice breaking. And you know what? They starting from CEO, HR, so HR VP start first. We all join together for team dancing. But then you can say these are few people seated outside. So if you in this kind of occasions just join them, nobody cares about how good you are as a dancer or how bad you are. What we need just be part of the events, right? Activities, have fun, do drinks, have fun, right? Some people get a little bit drunk, but I don't want to be too drunk. Do small talk, so that open you up, talk with people. Then you can feel good. Once you do once, twice like this, can be good. But if you sit it out, you're looking bad, and you never mix up with your colleagues. So sum up, open up, and stay current with what's going on in the news and in the community.
Yeah, sure, of course. Try to participate more. So next part is like how to leverage yourself like in your current role. 怎样才能晋升帮助？对。
Yes, of course. If you're already in the workplace, working environment, definitely you need to have a career goal. I mean, if anybody ask me if I can redo my career, what should I have done? Probably I should have done more planning. That means be clear where I want to go and how high I want to go. Because my career is like something like passively pushed up. That means event driven, right? So my managers think I'm good. Then that's the number one factor. I get promoted. But if I can redo my career, probably I can be more aggressive. So have a career goal. B, and constantly remind yourself, research of what kind of skill set required to do the job. For example, if you want to be architect, right? That probably that's the highest job in technical field as an individual contributor. Then you can research what kind of skill set you need, or what kind of certificate you need to move on to the next step and get prepared, right? Then the most importantly for career is that be careful when you move up your career. You have to ask yourself: are you going to be late, or are you going to like to lead people? I mean, there could be two tracks: the technical track and the management track. So I manage people in two tracks. I always talk to the people: where do you want to go? You want to be manage people, or you want to be a super technical, always be a good technical person? Two factors going to decide this. A, at the beginning of your career, you need a job because you need to make a living. So that this job pay you more, probably that's your choice. So ask yourself what you want. Secondly, your career. That's what I'm just talking about. You want to be manager or just to be a technical super? Third one, ask you what's your passion, right? What's your passion? So do you want to be a technical person or just be manage people to make a big difference, right? So there's a difference there. You work for passion. Money is not the number one factor. So when you talk about your career, your position level is your goal. I want to be manager, director, VP, and business owner, right? Mm-hmm. So this can sense ask yourself and then have your planning there. I think that's the most important sense. You should the potential to, not just busy with your daily job. Mm-hmm. And then if you have, so if opportunities are in your company, you should go after, right? Don't be sitting there. You have to raise your hands. Let your manager know what you're trying to be. And opportunity is up there, just go for it. And of course, there's a situation that your company don't have opportunities there, then you have to look around. But be careful when you do this. You have to be careful how much you should let your manager know your next move, right? We hire the people, and when want to keep them. So then you have to assess. For example, when you ask for promotion, when you ask for more challenges, or when you ask for more salaries, then what you're going to do? Ask, then sit back. Let your manager make a decision. If your manager don't give what you need or what you're looking for, then you have to assess what's your next step. Waiting or look around. So in the course, during the course, when you communicate with the manager, be careful. Be careful. Don't let him think you are leaving. Meanwhile, you are trying to stay. So if you're not leaving, don't give that impression. All right, until you have a job offer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I think that's all.
Yeah. I think it's super helpful advice. Like, actually, our last question is like what you have explained in the last question. It's like some data scientists show that how to show their value in the position as a data analyst, how to show their ownership, because some engineer was responsible for coding, PM responsible for product, like UI UX designer responsible for the experience, marketer responsible for the growth. Yeah, how to?
Yes. First of all, I say because it's teamwork, everybody has a role in the process to get the job done. So no matter the job or task is small or big, make sure get that job done if you feel responsible for. Whether you like it, don't like it. But when you're on the job, on the task, get it done, right? That's one. Secondly, if you don't like the job, don't like the tasks, then you should seek opportunities to change, right? And then in terms of your ownership, meaningful of the job, I said, I was talking to two people into methodology. There are two types of jobs we have to do. One is that we love it, we do it. Another part is that we don't like it, but we have to do it. I think in the workplace, both are important until you have the choice, right? And so that's my advice, get your job done. And then as you rise along the ladder, then you have more choices. That's the time you pick what you like to do, which department you like to go. Then that's the time talking about your passion and ownership. So what I mean, I'm asking yourself, what you need most right now. If you need a job, probably you have to do something you don't like, right? If I really want to do something I like, that's for passion, then definitely you should talk to a manager and you should look for opportunities.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It's very important for your ownership and passion, but you have to get your own task done first. Then you have the capability to show more. So yeah, that's pretty much of the excellent summary and I think many takeaways for us. So Dr. Song, now let's move on to the QA session. Just feel free to speak if the participants have any questions now. 我现在准备 unmute 大家，如果有问题的话，就是欢迎问，或者在聊天框里面提。
Feel free, you can speak Chinese.
对的，有朋友想要问任何相关的问题都可以说。
Hi, Dr. Song.
Yep.
Yes. So I just started my intern as a data scientist, and could you mind give me some tips which could help me to transfer my position from student to an employee? Yeah, because there is a really big difference between the projects or work in school and in company.
So you mean you're already in an internship position working with somebody, right?
Yes.
Okay, my advice is one, I'm assuming there's somebody working together with you as your mentor, right? Hello?
Oh, yes. Could you please repeat this?
你应该有一个人 somebody in the company already working together with you, guiding you, right?
Yes.
Mentor you.
Yes.
你这个人对你很关键，或者说其他人，你那个 manager 嘛，就是你的 manager，right？ 它对你很关键，就是你要对他就是要 make sure A be respectful for him or her, B interactive with himself or him, right? And when I say interact with him or her, that is A, whatever he or she asks you to do, make sure you do it perfectly, on time, with quality. That's number one. Number two, when that is done, asking for more.
Okay.
Asking for more. So through this kind of work or job related interaction to show you how you are a nice person and you are learning, you can do the job, and every day you are learning something, advance something, because I definitely you should work on the job and also learning behind, right?
Okay.
And show your advancements, your proactiveness, and then at the right timing, bring this up, whether he or she can be your advocate, help you get a job.
Right, timing.
In most cases, if there's job opening there, they will do that.
Got it.
They will do that. And I think the key is that talking it up and the right timing. If you don't raise your hands, nobody knows that.
Yes.
Don't assuming your manager know you're looking for a job to work in there, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. 下一个问题是，这位朋友问，目前的疫情对我们找工作影响如何？
有，肯定会有影响。
对。
可能有的 opening 可能就不再招了，有的 project 就不再做了。但是就是怎么讲呢？我们都是经历过这样的 challenge 的 ，OK？ 我们的很多朋友经历过2020年的那个 data course，2008年的金融危机都经历过的。所以呢，所以这个事情呢，大家要坚持，要相信，坚持下来，事情会好转的。
要稳住心态。
稳住心态。
好，下一个问题就可能是朋友问简历的 summary section 应该放在哪里？summary
section 应该放在你的这个contact information 下面。作为一个primary 的 job seeker 来讲，就是告诉你的 career goal 和你想哪方面做出贡献吧，有2-3个 sentence 就行。
好，下一个同学是说实习中如何表现，拿到 return offer。
如何表现就是很简单。第一 ，whatever they ask you to do, do it right, do it perfect, on time, in quality. It's A. B, asking for more. Be careful, don't be too aggressive, okay? Your mentor could be very busy. So find the right time and so be sensitive, be mindful what your manager is doing. So make sure you understand what he or she is doing first and prepared and asking whether you can help more. I think it's all about make sure you're likable, okay? This is number one important. These people have they like you or don't like you. Make sure you're likable. B, get your job done. I mean, of course, getting your job done is the most important part of making yourself likable.
Yeah, always get your job done first.
Third one, of course, ask for opportunities. Search your company website to see any opportunities there. If it's there, ask your manager whether he or she can help. Of course, give the manager a choice. If he has openings, whether you can be his or her employee.
Yeah, sure. Last question is data analytics also important for business analyst? How to leverage data skills in daily work?
I think if you have a data analyst skill, that's advantage. These days, I think any job requires data analysis. If you can use data to drive the business case, that's always a good skill, because you don't have to argue, right? You let number speak for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, if you have opportunity to acquire data skills, get it.
Yeah， 就是现在 multiple skills 非常就是肯定是越受欢迎的，就是永远都不嫌多。好，
Yeah.
谢谢。我觉得今天好像基本上都回答到了，非常感谢大家参加 FocusKPI 这次社群讲座，然后特别要感谢宋博士的精彩回答和非常详细的回答。也欢迎大家能加入我们的社群，我们目前有在 WeChat 和 LinkedIn 有2个社群平台，然后我们会定期推出一些线上线下的讲座，疫情结束之后我们会在 Boston 这边每月举行一些线下的活动，希望大家能够持续关注，然后也最后希望大家能够健康充实的度过这段非常时期。如果有另外的问题的话，可以留我们的我会输我们的邮箱和在群里面继续跟大家互动，然后大家多保重啦，我们之后有机会再见。
OK， 谢谢 Carol， 谢谢大家哈，
谢谢大家，
大家多 stay safe。OK，
对，这是我们的那个邮箱，我们可以在WeChat 群。好，谢谢大家。